Attention, attention. This is an ARP announcement. We have an air raid warning. Please remain in the shelter until the all clear. There is no cause for concern. It is almost certainly either a false alarm or a drill. But remain in the shelter until the all clear.
Right, my name is Steve Perry, and in 2003 my wife and myself bought this small field off the farmer that had various derelict buildings on that comprised the officer's site of this World War II airfield. I was born what I term a collectomaniac. From the moment I was born, I was a collector. And when I left the army and met my wife, she is also a collectomaniac. And when two collectomaniacs come together, it's like splitting the atom, but on a much grander scale. When they built this airfield, they built the runways and the operational part of the airfield on moorland. So they requisitioned the moorland, the common land, and they built the airfield. All the accommodation sites were on adjacent fields, and they were spread out, fields here, fields there, fields all over the place. And this is to make it a difficult bombing target for enemy bombers. Now, once the war is over, they closed the airfield. They built hundreds for the war, they didn't need them anymore. Because they built the runways on the moors, they simply left them there. And the farmers got their fields back. In the early 50s, totally bizarre, but Formula One racing came to Davidstone. It was one of 4 Formula One racing circuits in Britain. The others were Silverstone, Castle Donington, Brands Hatch, and Davidstone Moor. And for each of 4 years up to 1956, Formula One racing took place out on the moorland here. 25,000 people would come to watch. Thousands of people lining the runways. Grandstands were built. It was a massive thing. Lotus had their first win here. Not Team Lotus, but a Lotus car that was a private purchase, and Colin Chapman was here to watch it win. Stirling Moss raced here. But 1956 was the final year, because they invented something called health and safety, and it did not exist here. The 25,000 people were the safety barrier. There was nothing between the cars and the people, and new rules and regulations came in, and it would cost too much to bring this airfield up to the newly required standards, so they simply abandoned it. This place is very haunted. We have paranormal investigations happen here at night. There was definitely one day there, I was locking up, it was in the evening, I was locking up, and I was in this room switching off all the electric stuff, and there was somebody behind me, and I saw him over my shoulder. And I thought, what the hell are they doing? Everybody's gone. I turned around and there was nobody there, but I definitely saw somebody. But that's my only personal experience. But there was one, this was absolutely crazy. It was an August day, beautiful sunny day, middle of the day. The place was packed with people, and at that time, the gannet that is there was outside, and this man came running down to the guard room. He said, my daughter's in some state up where your gannet is. I thought she'd hurt herself, so what's the matter? He said she's talking to the pilot. She's 12 years old, and she's there with all these people around her, but she's not aware of them. The pilot is there pacing up and down in his flying suit. Why isn't the plane ready? It should be ready. And she was aware of all the other ground crew people around, and this pilot is pacing up and down. The plane should be ready. He said, has this ever happened before? So I got a book off one of the shelves that we sell down there called Haunted North Cornwall, and there is actually a chapter in there about the haunted gannet here. But they would never have seen that. So he was absolutely amazed. But this was in broad daylight. 12-year-old girl.
When the siren stems, you may leave, but do not touch any shrapnel or any wreckage. It could be hot. And do not get in the way of emergency crews dealing with the flames. Thank you for your patience.